There's a clock ticking not on your wall, but inside the bodies of millions of Americans over 60. It doesn't tick with sound, but with every gram of muscle you lose each year. They call it sarcopenia. I call it the thief that steals your strength, your balance, and eventually your independence. The billion-dollar industry knows this, and they have a solution for you. Shiny protein powders, expensive pills, and big promises. They're selling you an expensive fire truck, when what you really need is just knowing how to turn off the leaking gas stove. And today, I'm going to show you exactly where that switch is. My name is Frank Thompson. I'm not a doctor or a scientist. I spent 45 years as a mechanic. I understand engines torque, how things work. And when I retired, I realized the human body is also a machine. The most amazing machine. But it also starts breaking down if you don't put in the right fuel. I've watched good friends, healthy men start struggling with simple things. Getting up from a chair, carrying groceries, playing with grandchildren. They accepted it as part of getting old. But I didn't accept it. I spent the past 3 years tinkering in my kitchen, as much as in this shop, reading every study I could find. From experts like Dr. Evelyn Reed at the Pioneer Longevity Institute. And what I discovered was amazing. Today, I'm going to share 7 cheap foods that helped me and my buddies get stronger at 70 than we were at 60. But there's one extremely important warning. The number 1 food, the most powerful on this list, can become almost useless, even counterproductive if you combine it wrong. There's one healthy ingredient that the food industry always promotes. But when paired with this food, it creates a low-grade inflammatory process that nullifies all the muscle-building benefits. Make sure you watch until the end to find out what that trap is. Or you might be throwing your money and effort out the window. We start with what I call the rapid response team for your muscles. People think yogurt is just for dieting wrong. Greek yogurt is a Swiss Army knife in the protein world. It packs a double punch that most foods can't deliver. It's both the sprinter and the marathon runner for your muscles working around the clock. Imagine if you could give your muscles immediate fuel right after a walk, while also setting up a slow supply line to rebuild them overnight while you sleep. That's exactly what this does. It doesn't just build, it repairs and protects. The science behind it is simple. Dr. Reed calls this protein synergy power. It contains whey protein, the fast-absorbing kind that delivers amino acids immediately to repair muscles after exercise. At the same time, it contains casein protein, the slow-digesting type like logs, burning steadily through the night, slowly releasing nutrients to prevent muscle breakdown. On top of that are probiotics, the good bacteria for your gut. A healthy gut is like a solid foundation for your house. It helps you absorb all the good nutrients better. A study from Tufts University showed that older adults who ate Greek yogurt regularly had significantly better physical function and muscle mass. Here's the key. Buy the plain, full-fat kind. The flavored ones are loaded with sugar, which is the enemy of anti-inflammation. Add your own berries or nuts. Use it instead of sour cream. Make smoothies or have a bowl in the afternoon. It's delicious, cheap, and incredibly effective. I've been having a cup of this every morning for 2 years now, mixed with a handful of blueberries and a sprinkle of cinnamon. My neighbor Jim saw me carrying 2 bags of concrete mix to my backyard last month. He said, "Frank, what's your secret?" I held up my yogurt container and said, 40 cents worth of muscle insurance. The beauty of Greek yogurt is its versatility. You can eat it straight, blend it into a post-walk smoothie, or even use it as a base for healthy dips. The protein hits your system in waves first, the quick whey for immediate repair, then the slow casein for overnight recovery. It's like having a personal trainer and a nutritionist working together in one simple container. And here's something most people don't know. The full fat version actually keeps you satisfied longer and helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D, which is crucial for muscle function. Don't fall for the low-fat trap. Your muscles need good fats to work properly. All right, I know half of you are making faces right now, but hear me out. If your muscles are a building under attack by inflammation, then these little guys are the SEAL team. 6 sent in for rescue. They're the silent heroes in the grocery aisle. People pay $8 for a piece of salmon to get their omega-3s. This can costing $1.50 is packed with just as much omega-3 and an incredible amount of complete protein. It's not just a meal. It's an anti-inflammatory medicine for your muscles. Its power far exceeds its weight. The problem isn't just protein. As we age, chronic low-grade inflammation constantly nibbles away at our muscles. The omega-3s in sardines directly fight that process. It's like putting out small fires before they spread. A major study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed older adults and found that those who ate small fatty fish, like sardines twice a week, significantly reduced muscle loss compared to those who didn't. And here's the bonus. Their bones are so soft, you can eat them. That's a natural super absorbable source of calcium for your bones. Strong bones, strong muscles. They go hand in hand. I remember my grandfather, a fisherman from Maine, used to eat these straight from the tin with crackers. He was hauling lobster traps well into his 80s. I used to think it was just good genes. Now I realize it was good nutrition. If you're worried about the taste, don't eat them straight. Mash them up with an avocado, squeeze some lemon, and add a little parsley. Spread it on a slice of whole grain toast, or mix them into a pasta salad. Start with 1 can per week. Your body will thank you. The key is getting over the mental barrier. These aren't the fishy, salty sardines your parents might have forced on you. Modern canned sardines are mild, especially the ones packed in olive oil. The olive oil itself adds healthy fats that help with nutrient absorption. Here's how I prepare them. I drain the oil, mash them with a fork, add diced celery onion, a touch of Dijon mustard, and a squeeze of lemon. It makes a fantastic sandwich filling that's better than any deli meat and costs a fraction of the price. Think about it this way. Each can contains about 25 grams of complete protein, plus those crucial omega-3s, plus calcium, plus vitamin D. That's 4 different supplements wrapped up in one natural package. The inflammation-fighting power alone makes it worth including in your weekly routine. Your muscles are under constant attack from the inside. Sardines are your bodyguards. Here's the food our mothers and grandmothers ate to lose weight. But they accidentally discovered one of the most powerful muscle-building tools for older adults. This is your overnight muscle fertilizer. While you're sleeping and thinking nothing's happening, this is working hard, rebuilding every muscle fiber. The fitness industry will sell you expensive casein powder to drink before bed. This container of cottage cheese costing $3 is basically the same thing, but in pure natural food forms, and 10 times cheaper. Like Greek yogurt, cottage cheese's power lies in casein protein. Remember the analogy about logs burning steadily? Casein is the king of slow release. As we age, our bodies become less sensitive to protein, a condition Dr. Reed calls anabolic resistance. A slow, steady supply of amino acids from casein helps overcome that resistance, ensuring no gram of protein gets wasted. Research from McMaster University in Canada showed that older adults who ate casein protein before bed had significant gains in muscle mass and strength, even without heavy exercise. It optimizes your body's natural recovery process. I started having a small bowl of cottage cheese about an hour before bed 3 years ago. My wife thought I was crazy eating cheese before sleep. But within 6 weeks, I noticed I wasn't getting that afternoon fatigue anymore. I had steady energy throughout the day. My physical therapist, when I went for a routine checkup, asked what I was doing differently. My muscle tone had noticeably improved. Again, choose the plain full-fat versions. The fat helps you stay satisfied longer and supports absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, like vitamin D, which is crucial for muscle function. Have a small bowl before bed about an hour before sleep. Mix it with a little cinnamon or a few peach slices. It's the perfect end-of-day meal. Here's something interesting. Cottage cheese also contains leucine, an amino acid that acts like a switch to turn on muscle protein synthesis. You're getting both the building blocks and the signal to start building. It's remarkably efficient. I make what I call my midnight special. A half cup of cottage cheese with a sprinkle of cinnamon and a few chopped walnuts. The healthy fats from the walnuts slow down digestion even more, creating an even steadier protein release throughout the night. The beauty is its simplicity. No mixing, no measuring, no expensive equipment. Just real food working the way nature intended. Your muscles do most of their repair work while you sleep. Why not give them the best possible raw materials? Cottage cheese is like hiring the night shift to keep your muscle factory running smoothly. Don't let the humble appearance fool you. This simple food is working on a cellular level, providing your muscles with exactly what they need, exactly when they need it. Now we come to the champion of convenience. This is the 5-minute lunch that makes you stronger. In today's busy world, this is my secret weapon. No cooking, no cleanup, just pure high-quality protein for $1. Think about this, a protein bar with 20 grams of protein and a list of ingredients you can't pronounce costs $3. This can has 22 to 25 grams of complete super bioavailable protein with only one ingredient, tuna. You're getting more bang for your buck. Bioavailability is a key word here. It means how easily your body can absorb and use the protein. A study from the University of Arkansas showed that protein from fish like tuna has an absorption rate over 90%. Even in people over 70, that means you're getting almost everything you eat. Now about mercury. The FDA has been very clear. Up to 12 ounces. That's about 3 to 4 cans of light canned tuna per week. Is completely safe. Choose chunk light instead of albacore because it has lower mercury levels and costs less. I've been eating 2 cans of tuna a week for the past 5 years. My doctor checks my mercury levels during my annual physical. They're always in the normal range. The benefits far outweigh the minimal risks when eaten in reasonable amounts. My tip to make it even healthier: instead of mixing with mayonnaise, use a spoonful of Greek yogurt. Add some diced celery onion, a little Dijon mustard. You'll have an amazing tuna salad without the unhealthy fats. Eat it with whole grain crackers or in a sandwich. Here's my go-to lunch. 1 can of tuna drained, mixed with half an avocado, a squeeze of lime, and some black pepper. Eat it with a few whole grain crackers. Takes 3 minutes to prepare, costs under $2, and gives you more protein than most restaurant meals. The convenience factor can't be overstated. Keep a few cans in your pantry, your car, your desk. When hunger strikes and you need good nutrition fast, you're covered. No excuses, no fast food runs, no protein bars with artificial ingredients. I remember a camping trip last summer with my son. We were fishing all day, and by afternoon we were exhausted and hungry. I pulled out a can of tuna, mixed it with some crackers and hot sauce from our supplies. My son said, "Dad, this is better than any energy bar." Real food, real energy, real convenience. The protein in tuna is what nutritionists call complete. It contains all the essential amino acids your muscles need to repair and grow. Plus, it's already cooked and ready to eat. Mother Nature and modern food processing working together to keep you strong and healthy. Here's the food that Roman warriors ate to conquer the world. It's a humble powerhouse. It doesn't just build muscle, it fuels that muscle. I have a friend, Jim, a retired postal worker. He was always complaining about running out of gas by mid-afternoon. He thought it was just old age. I challenged him to replace his lunch sandwich with a bowl of lentil soup 3 times a week. Just that, 1 month later, he called me. Frank. He said, I don't know what's in those beans, but I cleaned out my entire garage and still had energy to mow the lawn. That wasn't magic, that was science. Jim's story has a scientific reason. Lentils are the perfect marriage of protein for building and complex carbohydrates for sustained energy. It's like putting premium gas in your car. It burns longer and cleaner. Plus, they're loaded with iron. The fatigue many older adults experience is often mild iron deficiency. In terms of protein, lentils are rich in an important amino acid called leucine, considered the switch that starts muscle protein synthesis. When you combine them with grains like brown rice or bread, you get a complete protein profile. A major study published in the Journal of Nutrition followed older adults and found that those who regularly ate legumes, like lentils, maintained their muscle mass and independence significantly better over time. The combination of protein, fiber, and sustained energy creates the perfect environment for healthy aging. Unlike other beans, lentils don't need soaking. Red lentils cook in just 15 to 20 minutes. I make a big pot of lentil soup on Sunday with onions, garlic, carrots, and a little turmeric for anti-inflammation. It's enough for lunch for 3 to 4 days. Cost per serving is under 25 cents. Here's my simple recipe. 1 cup of red lentils, 3 cups of water or broth, 1 diced onion, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 diced carrot, a teaspoon of turmeric, salt, and pepper. Bring to a boil, then simmer for 20 minutes. That's it. You can eat it as soup over rice, or even cold as a salad. The energy from lentils is different from sugar or simple carbs. It's steady, sustained energy that doesn't cause crashes. Jim wasn't just imagining things, he really did have more stamina because his body was getting the right kind of fuel. I've noticed that on days when I have lentils for lunch, I don't get that 3 o'clock slump. My energy stays consistent throughout the afternoon. It's the difference between burning newspaper and burning hardwood. One flares up quickly and dies out. The other provides steady, reliable heat. Now we come to the most slandered food of the past 50 years. The low-fat industry made us afraid of this. They were wrong, catastrophically wrong. This isn't your heart's enemy. It's one of your muscle's best friends. This is nature's perfect multivitamin capsule. Here's the shocking truth. Eating only egg whites is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. A groundbreaking study from the University of Illinois found that people who ate whole eggs after exercise built 40% more muscle than those who ate only whites, even when the protein content was the same. 40%. Why? Because the yolk is where the magic lives. It contains half the protein plus vitamin D, crucial for muscle strength, choline for brain and nerve muscle connections, and healthy fats that help your body actually absorb all those nutrients. The white provides the bricks. The yolk provides the construction workers. You need both. And about cholesterol. Multiple modern studies have shown that for most people, dietary cholesterol has very little impact on blood cholesterol. The old myths have been proven wrong. 2 eggs a day is one of the healthiest things you can do for your body. I've been eating 2 whole eggs every morning for the past 4 years. My last cholesterol check. Better than it was 10 years ago. My doctor said, Frank, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. The fear was based on outdated science. Stop being afraid. Hard-boil a dozen to keep in the fridge for snacks. Make scrambled eggs with spinach. They're cheap, versatile, and incredibly powerful. Just remember, eat the whole egg. Here's how I prepare them. I make what I call Frank's Fuel. 2 eggs, scrambled with a handful of spinach, a little cheese, cooked in a teaspoon of olive oil. Takes 5 minutes, costs under $1, and provides more complete nutrition than most expensive supplements. The convenience factor is huge. Eggs keep for weeks in the refrigerator. You can prepare them dozens of different ways. Boiled for snacks, scrambled for breakfast. Added to salads, made into egg salad sandwiches. They're the ultimate flexible protein source. What most people don't realize is that eggs are one of the few foods that contain vitamin D naturally. As we age, vitamin D becomes increasingly important for muscle function, bone health, and immune system support. You're getting multiple benefits in one simple natural package. I remember my grandmother used to say, "An egg a day keeps the doctor away." She was onto something. The combination of high-quality protein, essential fats, and key vitamins makes eggs one of nature's most perfect foods. Stop fearing them and start eating them. Your muscles will thank you. We've reached the mountaintop. Everything we've talked about leads to this. If you could only choose one food to build strength on a tight budget, this is it. This isn't just a food. This is the foundation of enduring strength. The cost per gram of protein here is almost nothing. A few years ago, I took a bad fall and needed hip replacement surgery. The recovery was brutal. I felt weak, discouraged, and my wallet was hurting too. I couldn't afford fancy steaks or expensive protein powders. So I went back to what my mother used to cook for us when I was young. A simple pot of beans. I started eating them almost daily in soups with rice mashed up. 6 weeks later, I went to see my physical therapist. She looked at me, looked at her chart, and asked, Frank, what expensive supplement are you taking? Your progress is remarkable. I just smiled and said, the kind that costs $1.20 a bag. Beans are a symphony of nutrition. Protein, for building complex carbohydrates, for energy, fiber for gut health, and reducing inflammation. A major study in the Journal of Nutrition followed older adults for 5 years, and the results were clear. Those who ate beans regularly maintained their muscle mass and independence much better. And now the answer to my warning at the beginning of the video. What's the deadly mistake everyone makes? It's eating beans with sugar. I'm talking about canned beans in BBQ. Sauce-baked beans in sweet tomato sauce. The massive amount of sugar in those products causes a huge inflammatory spike, directly fighting against the muscle-building benefits of the protein you're building with one hand and tearing down with the other. Here's the secret: cook dried beans yourself. It's so easy. Use a slow cooker. Throw in a bag of beans, water, an onion, a few garlic cloves in the morning. By evening, you'll have a week's worth of protein ready. No sugar, no preservatives, just pure power. This is the best investment you can make in your health. My method is simple. 1 pound of dried beans, 6 cups of water, 1 diced onion, 3 cloves of garlic, a bay leaf, and a teaspoon of salt. Cook on low for 8 hours. You'll have enough protein for the entire week at a cost of about $3 total. The transformation in my recovery wasn't magic. It was science in action. Beans provided everything my healing muscles needed. Protein, energy, anti-inflammatory compounds, and essential minerals. All in one simple, affordable package that humans have relied on for thousands of years. There it is. The secret's out. Strength doesn't come from a shiny bottle with a fancy label. It comes from wisdom, from the foods that have nourished generations of strong people before us. Now close your eyes for a second. Imagine 6 months from now. You're bending down to lift your grandchild without thinking twice. You're saying yes to that hiking trip your friend suggested. You're the one opening the stubborn pickle jar for the whole family. That's not a dream. That's a plan. And that plan starts today with a bag of beans. I'm not asking you to change everything overnight. That's not realistic. Instead, I challenge you to try my Strength Foundation 2 Week Challenge. It's simple. Week 1. Just pick 2 foods from this list and add them to your diet 3 times during the week. That's it. Week 2. Continue with those 2 and add a third. Also notice how much money you're saving compared to what you usually spend. Consistency, not perfection, is the key. 1 step at a time, 1 meal at a time. You're rebuilding your machine smartly. This isn't my channel. This is our channel. A community of people who believe our best years are still ahead of us. If this video was valuable to you, do one thing: share it with a friend or family member you care about. Nobody deserves to feel weak just because they think they can't afford to be strong. Hit that subscribe button and join us. Now go make a pot of lentil soup. Remember, every journey begins with a single step. Your step starts in your kitchen with simple, powerful foods that have been building strong bodies for generations. You have everything you need. The only question is, are you ready to begin? I'll be here sharing more practical wisdom about staying strong, healthy, and independent as we age. Because getting older doesn't mean getting weaker. Not if you have the right knowledge and the right fuel. These 7 foods are your fuel. Your strength is your choice. Until next time, this is Frank Thompson, reminding you the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Plant your strength today